Hi guys. I haven't made a blog for a while, so I decided to make another one, and I decided to have fun with this one. There's this thing going around YouTube where we ask ourselves 6 scary questions, and that's what I'll be answering in this video. So let's start with question 1. I've never really had any scary things happen to me. I can't really recall anything from my life, but I have had some really weird things happen to me, and one of those things is that every 5 or 6 months or so, I will continuously dream about something or someone. It's always random. I don't know why this happens, but it'll just suddenly, I'll just have a very vivid dream about something that I'm interested in, and I will have continuous dreams that will go on for like a week or so. There have even been instances in the past where I've had a crush on someone, and I've never like actually really met them before, and I'm never actually really their friend. So the first night it'll be like I go hang out with some friends, and they'll be there. And we won't actually talk or anything, but they'll be there and I'll just see them. And then the next night, I will dream about them again, only we will meet and we'll actually like greet each other, but that'll be it. And then the third night, I'll have another dream about them where we're actually like having a conversation and it's just like small talk or whatever, but we're actually talking to each other. And then the fourth night, we actually become really good friends. And like, do you see what I'm saying? Like every night it just becomes, it's like this relationship is growing in my dreams. And then after 4 or 5 nights or so, I just stopped dreaming about them all of a sudden. It's really interesting that I would dream about something like this. And whether it be about someone or something that I'm interested in, it's just really interesting. I can't really think of any paranormal experiences that I've had, but I can think of one instance that's pretty significant that my sister has had. And this was like 20 years ago. She was only like 3 or 4 years old, and yeah, it was pretty long ago, but still pretty amazing to me. So my family was lucky enough to have 5 generations living at once. And my great great grandma was 95 or 96, I believe, and my oldest sister was like 3 or 4 at the time. And due to old age, my great great grandma, who we called Old Grandma, she died. And this happened about a month after she died. My sister woke up in the middle of the night to someone calling her name, and she said that she looked out the window and she saw old grandma, and she just started to have a conversation with her. And she was talking so loudly because she was just talking in a normal voice. She was talking so loudly that it woke up my parents, and when they came in to see what she was doing, they thought she was sleep talking, but she was actually sitting up in her bed just talking to her window. So they thought that it was kind of weird, so they asked her, they were like, "Who are you talking to?" And my sister turns to my parents and she just points at the window and she was like, "Look, it's old grandma. I'm talking to old grandma. She's right there." And it freaked my parents out because, I mean, obviously they didn't see anything, but my oldest sister was just talking to her like she was right there. And so that was a pretty significant experience. It's pretty fascinating to me, actually. I have not. To be completely honest, I am pretty frightened of the dark. Um, a lot of times I'll just ignore it and just try to go to sleep or whatever I'm in the dark for. But I have a very vivid imagination, and so I imagine a bunch of things happening. I imagine seeing like a dark figure, anything paranormal that happens to me. I mean, nothing has ever happened, but it would really freak me out because just the topic in general just freaks me out, even though it's quite fascinating to me. If I'm in the dark with someone else, like if I'm sharing a room at night with someone, I'll be completely fine. Like, I won't be afraid at all. But if I'm by myself, then I'll be pretty freaked out. Yes, actually. It's actually quite interesting. There was a mental hospital, I believe it was, and it was open for quite a while, and a lot of deaths happened there, and it closed down, I think, 20 or 30 years ago, and it's literally considered one of the most haunted places in the country now. It's in like the top 10 or something. Paranormal investigation teams have literally come and checked it out. People like Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters. I'm sure you've heard of both. They're both quite popular. And yeah, there's literally an episode of Ghost Adventures on this place. It's called Wolf Manor. You might have seen it if you're a Ghost Adventures fan. Um, yeah, it's considered one of the most haunted in the country, and I live 5 minutes away from it. So it's kind of scary to see it, but I mean, every time I'm driving home, I always make sure I pass by it because it's such a fascinating place to me, and a lot of history happened there, and literally the city of Clovis will not touch it because there is so much history. And I heard recently that they're actually going to turn it into a hotel, and it's going to be like a paranormal hotel where people who want to experience like paranormal activity can come and stay there for a night or so. And they're planning on it's like a tourist attraction basically. They're trying to find ways to draw people to Clovis more, to make it more popular and just put it on the map, because right now it's such a small city. But yeah, Clovis, California, Wolf Manor is what the whole like scary paranormal story or legend is of this town. Probably my favorite urban legend is probably my most feared urban legend, and that would be the killer in the back seat. Um, it scares me a lot because I drive by myself a lot, so like, and I've always had nightmares almost of like people hiding in my back seat. I When I'm driving, if I'm in the dark or something, I will always check my back seat because it just freaks me out if someone would be back there. Or yeah, and yeah, it scares me. Um yeah. Okay, that concludes all the questions that were being asked. I'm really happy that you watched this and you watched it all the way to the end. Um I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too boring, and I'll see you next time. Bye.